don't you worry, child, because it's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now, yeah.
So I'll just show you now how to use this filter in YouTube. You type in whatever you are interested, for example Bitcoin, you write here, and then enter like normal, and then you go here, filter, click here, and then you can choose here. This is most important, Creative Commons. And then you can, if you want videos which are a little bit longer, or sort by upload date. These are the usual filters I use. But most important, this one. I told you the reasons before. How to upload videos to YouTube, especially Creative Commons videos. You go here. By the way, this is the description of my channel. If you like liberty, freedom of expression and innovation, please use Creative Commons. My favorite hashtags are in my Twitter profiles, VanosEnigmA and Enigma Island. Priorities change sometimes a little. Follow me, I follow you back. And I have many videos to learn languages. I translate it into Spanish and German, especially between July and October 2013. And later some mix, and later I'll make a list to list them all together. Okay, let's go here to upload. By the way, you can remix all my videos, but please mention me. Here you go to upload, and then first normally I go here to unlisted, because I want to make sure everything is the setting correct before it goes publish. Go here, and here I just prepared one video about Bitcoin conferences, SL Second Life virtual worlds. You click here and then go to accept. Okay, so now it starts, and what I want to show you especially, you go advanced settings here, and then you go here. Normally automatic is standard YouTube license, and mine is already almost always automatic, but not always. You click here, so it's license and rights ownership, Creative Commons. I showed you when I look for videos to watch, I use the filter I showed you before. And the one who don't have Creative Commons, I look for videos of Creative Commons, because if I like them, I can remix them. And yeah, there are some more settings, monetization if you like, and here you put the name, the description, and second Bitcoin, promote Bitcoin, Second Life, virtual world, cryptocurrency, massively online, multiplayer online, role-playing game, video game genre, and what else you want. You see, this is still unlisted. I wait until the options for thumbnails appear, and if I don't like them, I create my own thumbnail. Thumbnail selections will appear when the video has finished processing. Or here, maximum file size is 2 megabytes. And here's more description of the thumbnail. Please upload as large an image as possible suggested, since the image will also be used as the preview image when your video is embedded on other sites. You can upload a JPG, GIF, BMP or PNG file. Maximum file is 2 megabytes. This must be representative of your video and follow your community guidelines. Do not upload pictures containing nudity, erased content, or copyrighted images. So if you look for images, you can also go to the website of Creative Commons, not here but in internet, Creative Commons, and look for images, free images there. And then later, when everything is set, you go back to unlisted. You see there are these 3 options, and then you can make it public here and then save. So this is the website of Creative Commons. You enter here what you are looking for, Bitcoin, and maybe comedy, and then you go here, Google Images, click there, and you can choose what you want. For to use as thumbnail for your video. If you like liberty, please use Creative Commons. because we can much more easily create remix of videos. I recommend to watch the videos Everything is a Remix. Innovation, creativity, and freedom of expression is inhibited by intellectual property law. Copyright should be called copy prohibition because for more than 99% it's a prohibition, only for less than 1% it's a right. Freedom. Later I'll create a longer video about intellectual property and copyright law, but first I'll translate it into Spanish and English. Spanish and German, I wanted to say. Just want to add something to the video number 8 where I showed you how to use the filter in YouTube, Creative Commons. If you like liberty, please use Creative Commons because we can much more easily create remix of videos. I recommend to watch the videos Everything is a Remix. Innovation, creativity, and freedom of expression is inhibited by intellectual property law. Copyright should be called copy prohibition because for more than 99% it's a prohibition, only for less than 1% it's a right. Freedom. Later I'll create a longer video about intellectual property and copyright law, but first I'll translate it into Spanish and English. Spanish and German, I wanted to say. You see, right now I'm editing this video with YouTube editor, and as you see here are different options. Here are my own videos. Here are Creative Commons videos from all people. Here you can add your own photos and you can add music here. Here are the transitions. My favorite is this crossfade. Now, what I wanted to say especially, the more people use Creative Commons, the more you have options here, because otherwise you have to record the videos with an external program and then upload it to YouTube. And this way, if you produce videos and activate the selection Creative Commons, it's advertisement for your video too. You just make a watermark or follow me. It's advertisement. So this is YouTube editor. Please really use Creative Commons. Translation English, Espanol, Deutsch. Some time ago I wrote this, but I wanted to translate it into Spanish and German before creating a video. Ha pasado algún tiempo desde que he escrito esto, pero quería traducirlo en español y alemán antes de crear un video. Es ist schon eine Zeit vergangen, seit ich das geschrieben habe, aber ich wollte es erst in Spanisch und Deutsch übersetzen, bevor ich ein Video produziere. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one to have these feelings, and I wish I'd always find the right words to express myself. Estoy bastante segura que no soy la única de tener estos sentimientos y desearía que encontrara siempre las palabras adecuadas para expressarme. Ich bin ziemlich sicher, dass ich nicht die Einzige bin, die solche Gefühle hat, und ich wünschte, ich fände immer die richtigen Worte, mich auszudrücken. I often feel so angry and depressed after discussions with my mom. A menudo me siento muy cabreada y depresiva después de discusiones con mi madre. Ich fühle mich oft so verärgert und depressiv nach Diskussionen mit meiner Mutter. Most arguments of parents are different versions of the same message. Almost everything you do is wrong and I'm worried about you. Muchos argumentos son diferentes versiones de un y el mismo mensaje. Casi todo lo que haces es equivocado y me preocupo por ti. Viele Argumente von Eltern sind verschiedene Versionen von ein und derselben Nachricht. Fast alles, was du tust, ist falsch und ich mache mir Sorgen um dich. When I feel so angry, some exaggerated thoughts pass through my mind and sometimes I can't resist to express them as long as there exists a little freedom of expression. I just wanted to correct this, but if I touch this space, it makes pause of the recording. Just repeat the last half sentence, express them as long as there exists a little freedom of expression. Cuanto me siento tan cabreada, algunos pensamientos exagerados me pasan por la cabeza y no puedo resistir de expresarlas, mientras que quede un poco de libertad de expresión. Wenn ich so verärgert bin, gehen mir manche übertriebenen Gedanken durch den Kopf und ich kann nicht widerstehen, sie auszudrücken, solange etwas Meinungsfreiheit besteht. Normally you have to do the obligatory tasks first and later all the rest, isn't it? Normalmente hay que hacer las tareas obligatorias primero y después todo lo demás, ¿verdad? Normalerweise sollte man die obligatorischen Aufgaben zuerst erledigen und danach alles andere, nicht wahr? So, there are two obligatory things in life you have to do. Pay tax and to die. Sarcasmo. Así que hay dos tareas obligatorias en la vida que hay que hacer: pagar impuestos y morir. Sarcasmo. No sé. I don't know if I copy this and paste this in Microsoft Word. Many words like this end up. Actually, I wrote this separate, but this is, if I copy and paste, I don't know, it ends up wrong. But if I want to correct it while I record it, it will stop the recording. So, sorry about that. Also, es gibt im Leben zwei obligatorische Dinge, die man tun muss: Steuern bezahlen und sterben. Sarkasmus. There again, I'm sure I wrote this separate. Estoy segura que he escrito esto separado. Ich bin sicher, dass ich das auseinandergeschrieben habe, aber wenn ich das kopiere und klebe in Microsoft, dann geht das zusammen. So, sorry about it. Perdone por eso, pero no sé por qué pasa eso. Siempre hay algo que cabrearse. There's always something you get angry about. Es ist immer irgendwas, was man sich ärgern kann. Pay tax to finance both sides of the wars. Create disorder and this way justify to establish new world order. Pagar impuestos para financiar los dos lados de las guerras. Crear desorden y de esta manera justificar el nuevo orden mundial. Steuern bezahlen, beide Seiten der Kriege zu finanzieren, Unordnung schaffen und auf diese Weise die neue Weltordnung rechtfertigen. And to finance these annoying trials to accuse the taxpayer of infringements of absurd and evil intellectual property law. Y para financiar estos juicios fastidiosos para acusar al contribuyente de infracciones de la ley de la propiedad intelectual, que es absurda y siniestra. Diese ärgerlichen Gerichtsverhandlungen zu finanzieren, den Steuerzahler wegen Gesetzesübertretungen gegen das absurde und teuflische Gesetz des intellektuellen Eigentums anzuklagen. This affects me especially because since many years I want to be creative, but I see myself inhibited to work, living in constant fear of copyright infringement. Fuck off. Esto me afecta especialmente porque desde muchos años quiero ser creativa, pero me siento inhibida para trabajar. Perdona, sin N. Viviendo siempre con miedo de infracción de, entre comillas, derecho de autor. Das betrifft mich besonders, weil ich seit vielen Jahren kreativ sein möchte, aber ich sehe mich gehindert in meiner Arbeit. Lebe in ständiger Angst vor Copyright-Verletzungen. Copyright should be called copy prohibition because for more than 99% it is a prohibition. Only for less than 1% it is a right. Freedom. Copyright debería llamarse copy prohibition porque para más del 99% es una prohibición. Solo para menos de 1% es un derecho. Libertad. Copyright sollte Copy Prohibition genannt werden. Für mehr als 99% ist es ein Verbot. Nur für weniger als 1% ist es ein Recht. Freiheit. Innovation, creativity and freedom of expression is inhibited by copyright and intellectual property law. Innovación y creatividad y libertad de expresión es inhibida por la ley de derechos de autor y la propiedad intelectual. Innovation und Kreativität und Meinungsfreiheit wird behindert durch das Gesetz des Copyright und geistiges Eigentum. Fick deutsche Grammatik. The basic elements of creativity are copy, transform, and combine. There's a picture on Twitter. Los elementos básicos de la creatividad son copiar, transformar y combinar. Die Grundelemente der Kreativität sind kopieren, transformieren und verbinden. Especially after these depressing discussions with parents, I feel like constantly being in court and having to defend myself. Especialmente después de estas discusiones deprimente con padres, me siento como estuviera siempre en un juicio con la obligación de defenderme. Besonders nach diesen deprimierenden Diskussionen mit Eltern fühle ich mich wie immer vor Gericht und mit dem Zwang, mich verteidigen zu müssen. And sometimes in order to defend yourself, it is helpful to accuse the opponent of major infringements. Y a veces para defenderse es útil de acusar el oponente de infracciones mayores. Und sich zu verteidigen, ist es manchmal hilfreich, den Gegner wegen größeren Gesetzesübertretungen anzuklagen. For example, accuse the system of homicide because it inhibits the innovation of medicaments and technologies that could have saved lives. Por ejemplo, acusar este sistema de homicidio porque inhibe la innovación de medicamentos y tecnologías que podían haber salvado vidas. Zum Beispiel dieses System wegen Totschlag anzuklagen, weil es die Innovation hemmt von neuen Medikamenten und Technologien, die Leben hätten retten können. But this evil system uses the law of intellectual property to make money with these trials and to inhibit the competition in favor of the big corporations. Pero este sistema siniestro usa la ley de la propiedad intelectual para ganar dinero con estos juicios y inhibiendo la competencia a favor de las grandes empresas, corporaciones. Aber dieses teuflische System benutzt das Gesetz des intellektuellen Eigentums, Geld zu verdienen mit diesen Gerichtsverhandlungen und hindert die Konkurrenz von den großen Firmen. Corporations. There's a reason why I chose the nickname InnocentCryptoKitty. Hay una razón por qué he elegido el apodo InnocentCryptoKitty. Es gibt einen Grund, warum ich den Spitznamen InnocentCryptoKitty ausgesucht habe. My first aim in life is to be innocent, but I care more about the last judgment day of the big game master than obeying absurd, unjust laws which inhibit me in my work. Mi primera meta en mi vida es de ser inocente, pero me preocupa más el juicio final a lugar de obedecer leyes absurdas que me inhiben en mi trabajo. Mein erstes Ziel im Leben ist es, unschuldig zu sein, aber ich mache mir mehr Sorgen wegen dem jüngsten Gericht, anstatt absurden, ungerechten Gesetzen zu gehorchen, die mich in meiner Arbeit hemmen. Who has the right to judge? ¿Quién tiene el derecho de juzgar? Wer hat das Recht zu richten? Who is without sin cast the first stone? John 8:7. Wer ohne Sünde ist, werfe den ersten Stein. Johannes 8:7. El que esté sin pecado, que tire la primera piedra. There's a picture on Twitter. Here. Law is an opinion with a gun. La ley es una opinión con un arma. Das Gesetz ist eine Meinung mit einer Waffe. Here's another picture on Twitter from Stefan Molyneux. How is a mute person supposed to practice his or her freedom of speech as they can't speak? ¿Cómo debería una persona muda ejercer su libertad de expresión como no puede hablar? Wie soll eine stumme Person ihre Meinungsfreiheit ausüben, da sie nicht sprechen kann? I don't know if this is really... I shouldn't have pasted this here in Microsoft Word because it creates mixed mistakes. I really didn't write it this way. I didn't write it that way. Many words I didn't write together. Debería haber no pegarlo aquí en Microsoft Word, leerlo directamente de Google Plus o de Facebook, porque crea un montón de errores aquí, porque this Microsoft Word has an automatic corrector of orthography, but it is one language, and if I write it in another language, then it changed, and this is really annoying. I can't use this fucking Microsoft. In this new age, since internet has become so popular, we don't express ourselves only with words, but with pictures and videos. En esta nueva era desde Internet se ha hecho popular, nos expresamos no solo con palabras, sino con imágenes y videos. In diesem neuen Zeitalter, seit das Internet so berühmt geworden ist, drücken wir uns nicht nur mit Worten, sondern mit Bildern und Videos aus. A picture says more than 1,000 words. But we are prohibited to copy, which is not stealing. Una imagen dice más que 1,000 palabras, pero es prohibido de copiar, lo que no es robar. Ein Bild sagt mehr als 1,000 Worte, aber es ist uns verboten zu kopieren. Das ist nicht Diebstahl. The basic elements of creativity is copy, transform, and combine. Sorry for repeating, but it's very important. Here's the picture of Twitter. Los elementos básicos de la creatividad son copiar, transformar y combinar. Die Grundelemente der Kreativität sind kopieren, transformieren und verbinden. We have to transform a picture so much that it would take an eternity to debate in court if we got illegal inspiration by the supposed original picture. Absurdity. Wir müssen das Bild so sehr verändern, dass man eine Ewigkeit vor Gericht debattieren müsste, ob man illegale Inspiration von dem originalen Bild geschöpft hat. Absurdität. We are supposed to reinvent the wheel each time we want to drive the car. You can find this text on Google+. Here's the link. I suppose it's less mistakes on here in Google+, because as I pasted this here in Microsoft Word, the program of orthography miscorrected many words, as it is just in Spanish, I see at the moment. But anyway, sometimes it puts words together. I don't know why. And here is, I guess it was the last video. Please use CreativeCommons. If you like liberty, please use CreativeCommons. translate the following into Spanish and German and create a video on my channel YouTube. Did you know that there's a filter on YouTube? ¿Sabías que hay un filtro en YouTube? ¿Wusstest du, dass es einen Filter gibt in YouTube? There are different options, but I want to recommend you especially the filter of Creative Commons. Hay diferentes opciones, pero quiero recomendarte especialmente el filtro de Creative Commons. Es gibt verschiedene Möglichkeiten, aber ich möchte dir besonders den Filter von Creative Commons empfehlen. Because you can remix this video, or if it's your video, other people have the permission to advertise it. Porque puedes hacer remezclas con este video, o si es tu video, otra gente tiene el permiso de hacer publicidad. Weil du Remix mit diesem Video machen kannst und wenn es dein Video ist, haben andere Leute die Erlaubnis, dafür Werbung zu machen. Innovation, creativity and freedom of expression is inhibited by copyright and intellectual property law. Look at this joke. Sold my soul to the devil but held on to the intellectual property rights. Perfect. Wanted to say perfect. Innovación y creatividad y libertad de expresión es inhibida por la ley de derechos de autor y la propiedad intelectual. Innovation und Kreativität und Meinungsfreiheit wird behindert durch das Gesetz des Copyright und geistiges Eigentum. Fick deutsche Grammatik. Da kann man die Hashtags so schlecht benutzen, weil man dauernd die doofe Grammatik so verteilt. Entschuldigung. The basic elements of creativity are copy, transform and combine. Creative Commons. Los elementos básicos de la creatividad son copiar, transformar y combinar. Creative Commons. Die Grundelemente der Kreativität sind kopieren, transformieren und verbinden.
Important information in here, which is that there is a good technology that could be useful.
Why not? It wouldn't be the first time that organizations run disinformation campaigns. There are professional companies that you can hire as either a large corporation or a state actor, or you can run them yourself. But there's certainly companies that will do that will build hundreds and hundreds of sock puppet accounts and do a mass campaign of disinformation, discredit proponents of a certain technology, glorify opponents, feed disinformation, create disruption. And in many cases, there is no point to it. It's all just to muddy the waters and put enough trolling in there until no one can discern what's actually happening. In my opinion, most of the Bitcoin subreddit is absolutely full of that.
And
right?
The Bitcoin forum, yeah, I'm not the only one to say that either, neither are you.
Right. I've arrived at the conclusion that there is not a single public person in Bitcoin, a well-known person in Bitcoin, who has not been not only thoroughly smeared, but also who doesn't have recurring conspiracy theory narratives attached to every post they make. So no one escapes this. I wouldn't say a victim of it, but I've been subjected to it. Every single one of the core developers has been subjected to it. every single one of the major investors or owners in one of the well-known companies in Bitcoin has been subjected to it. Every single creator of every altcoin. If you go through and look at Reddit and Bitcoin Talk, not only do they get trolled to death, but there are specific narratives. And as soon as one of these people posts something or their name is mentioned in a post, out comes the trolling narrative to smear them. I don't think that's a coincidence. Either we have the most viciously nasty community in the world, or there are some people actively trying to create this. Maybe it's both.
What else do we say about that topic? I mean, I think that's a good place to end off. Should we go into talking about not from the online community, but the in-person Bitcoin community, and talking about Bitcoin conferences?
Yeah, that would be great.
You can get really, oh boy, I agree with you when you said that there's just so much trolling and disinformation that's obviously going on online. And it's been cited as one of the reasons that perhaps women tend to avoid these places online, or just avoid revealing that they're women. I don't personally use them, Reddit r/Bitcoin or the Bitcoin forum. I'm sure I've been trolled in my absence, but whatever. I've got a life, and I would rather live it outside of those things. But yeah, in the in-person world, I'm sure there's some of that goes on as well, but it's a little bit harder to hide behind a screen and just do some of these over tactics. When you're actually at a Bitcoin conference with people, then you're meeting people face to face, right? I had a friend say to me the other day, I don't think Bitcoin is in a bubble, but I think Bitcoin conferences are in a bubble. And I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. There have just been so many conferences over the past year. We've talked about it a lot on the show. I think.